When someone starts to fade away, they don't always slam the door shut. They just slip. The warmth in their messages turns cold. The replies get shorter. The gaps between conversations stretch out, and in your gut you feel it. You know? Something's shifted. Your instinct wants to act, wants to fix it. Explain yourself. Reach out. But here's what nobody tells you. Chasing someone who's already checked out only confirms their decision to leave. The more you pursue, the more they pull away. Not because you're not enough, but because you've become too available. Too predictable. Too easy to take for granted. They're not confused. They're just comfortable. They've come to believe that you'll be there no matter how little they give back. They assume your love is unconditional, your presence a constant. And the moment someone assumes you'll stick around no matter what, they stop showing up for you. That's why your first move isn't to chase. It's to pull back. It's to disrupt the pattern. To let them feel the cold edge of your absence instead of the soft comfort of your loyalty. Let the silence grow. Let them hear the echo of your missing energy. That absence does something words never can. It forces them to realize that your presence was never promised. It was earned. And when they sense that you're no longer clinging, no longer chasing, something flips. You shift from being the fallback option to the one they fear losing. That's power, not through anger or games, but through restraint. Through knowing that sometimes the strongest message is sent. Through the silence they never expected. Predictability is comforting in routines, but it's deadly in attraction. When you're always the one reaching out, always available, always. Saying yes, you start becoming invisible. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because there's no tension, no polarity, no edge. Attraction thrives in contrast. It's built on a subtle dance of uncertainty, emotional pull, and mental curiosity. When every part of you is accessible, your time, your attention, your energy, there's nothing left for the other person to wonder about. And mystery is the heartbeat of desire. Being predictable makes you feel like you're being loyal or consistent. But in reality, it's emotional self-abandonment. You stop honoring your own time, your own value, your own needs. You're not showing strength, you're showing a fear of losing them. And they feel that. Even if they don't consciously register it, they sense that the dynamic is one-sided. They feel your need. Neediness repels. So if you want to shift the energy, stop being so available. Pull back not as a tactic, but as a return to balance. Let them wonder why your energy has shifted. Let them feel the gap where your constant validation used to be. Let the unanswered text linger. Not out of spite, but out of respect for yourself. Because the moment you stop being so predictable, you stop being the safe, boring option. You become the man they can't quite read. The one who has his own life, his own rhythm, his own standards. And that unpredictability builds gravity. Not because you're playing hard to get, because you finally started valuing yourself enough to stop giving everything away. You don't need to send a long message to explain how you feel. You don't need to defend your silence or announce your growth. Your energy speaks louder than any words ever could. People feel shifts, especially when they're subtle. When you stop pouring into them, when you stop reacting, when you stop checking in, they notice. Even if they pretend not to. Even if they don't say it. Your absence changes the temperature of the room they got used to feeling warm in. Silence becomes deafening. The dynamic they once controlled starts to slip out of their hands. That's the power of pulling your energy back. It's not passive, it's potent. When you go quiet, you force them to confront the void, to face the reality that your presence wasn't just noise, it was nourishment. But now it's gone. And you didn't announce it. You didn't make a scene. You just stopped showing up with the same intensity. That's what creates the impact. Quiet withdrawal, not loud confrontation. Let your peace do the talking. Let your calm presence without them be the message. Stop trying to force understanding through texts and calls. Stop trying to be heard through desperate explanations. 1. You stop chasing closure. You give yourself clarity. And that clarity becomes magnetic. People remember the man who didn't beg. They feel the weight of the one who didn't need to argue or justify. Your lack of reaction says everything they didn't expect, that you've detached, that you've healed, that you've moved into a different emotional frequency. one that doesn't revolve around them anymore. And when you reach that place, your energy becomes untouchable. Most men mistake silence for waiting. They think if they just stay quiet long enough, maybe she'll come back. But here's the brutal truth. Waiting is weakness when it's empty. It's passive. It puts your life on pause while hers moves forward. And that's not masculine. That's not power. Its real strength is in rebuilding, silently, daily, without looking back to see if she's watching this time right now. Not about her, it's about you. It's about turning the emotional fallout into a foundation. The version of you she walked away from was still unfinished, still seeking validation, still figuring things out. That's not a judgment, it's a fact. But now is your chance to rewire, to get sharper mentally, stronger physically, calmer emotionally. You don't need to post about it. You don't need to flaunt your progress. You just need to become. Because the reality is, if she ever looks back, what will shake her to the core won't be your silence. It'll be how much better you got without her. The glow, the emotional steadiness, the discipline, the confidence in your eyes. That's what leaves a lasting imprint. Not the man who waited, the man who leveled up in her absence. Don't sit in the silence, hoping for a comeback. Use the silence as fuel. Let every unanswered message be another reason to become untouchable. Because the truth is, when you stop waiting and start rebuilding, you're no longer hoping she'll return. You're deciding if she'll ever be worthy of where you're going. That shift? That's everything. Let's say she comes back. She texts. You says she's been thinking. Maybe she misses you. Maybe she wants to talk. Most men would see that as a victory, like the silence worked, like they won. But that's exactly where they go wrong. A return isn't the reward, it's the test.
Oh.
It's not a celebration, it's a moment of evaluation. You're not the same man she left behind, at least. You shouldn't be. So the question isn't, does she want you back? It's, does she still deserve access to you? Did she grow in your absence? Or is she just running from her own emptiness? Did she come back because she finally recognized your worth, or because things didn't work out somewhere else, and you're the safest option? You've built yourself in silence. You've grown, leveled up, become grounded in a new standard. Don't drop that for a familiar face. Don't fall for emotional nostalgia. She may be coming back, but she's not stepping into the same story. She's meeting a man who now knows who he is. A man who doesn't need her, but might choose her if she's worthy. And maybe she doesn't return. Maybe she never sends that text. That's fine too, because you didn't build all this for her. You built it for you. You stopped chasing. You stopped waiting. You stopped needing. And that's the paradox. The second you truly let go, that's when your energy becomes magnetic. Not because you were pretending, but because you healed so deeply. Her presence became optional. So if she comes back, stay unshaken. Let your standards speak louder than your feelings. Let your growth guide your decision, because this journey was never about getting her back. It was about getting you back, and now you never lose yourself again.